Welcome back, my friends. Today we dive into one of the most mysterious and powerful metaphors to come out of Africa in recent years, a phrase that is setting social media on fire, spreading across markets, homes, and even international headlines. It comes from Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the young president of Burkina Faso, and it is this: the Black Albino. Now, if you're confused, you're not alone. People everywhere are asking, what is the Black Albino? Is it a prophecy, a weapon, a symbol of change? Why did Traoré choose those strange words? And what do they mean for Burkina Faso, for Africa, and maybe even for the world? Let's break it down. On September 28th, 2025, Captain Traoré sat for a long and intense interview, 90 minutes of questions from journalists. He recapped his 3 years in power, from his takeover in 2022 to today. He spoke of Burkina Faso's struggle, its economy, its war against terrorism, and the resilience of its army, which he called one of the strongest and most adaptive in the world. But then, out of nowhere, he said something that stopped everyone in their tracks. Soon we will talk about a black albino that will appear. Don't ask me what it is. You will understand later. The war will end, and very soon. That was it. No further explanation. Just a riddle. And ever since, everyone has been debating, what did he mean? What is the black albino? Let's start literally. Scientifically, albinism is a rare hereditary condition caused by the absence or low levels of melanin, the pigment that gives color to our skin, hair, and eyes. People with albinism exist across every race. White albinos, black albinos, Asian albinos, indigenous albinos. So the phrase black albino isn't biologically revolutionary. It's not a new discovery. Which means Traoré wasn't talking about biology at all. No, he was speaking in metaphor. And metaphors are powerful. They're used to hide meaning, to spark curiosity, and to plant ideas in people's minds without spelling them out. So what could the black albino stand for? Here are 3 interpretations analysts and thinkers have been debating. First, a military breakthrough. Remember, Traoré is first and foremost a soldier. Maybe the black albino represents a new weapon, a new strategy, a hidden capability that will change the fight against terrorism. Think of Russia's hypersonic missiles, which they describe as unstoppable, invisible to enemy defense systems. Could Burkina Faso or the Sahel Alliance be preparing something similar on their scale, a drone, an intelligence system, a partnership that will take enemies by surprise? Something paradoxical, hidden in plain sight like a black albino? Second, economic independence. For decades, the CFA franc, a colonial currency controlled by France, has been a symbol of dependence in West Africa. Breaking free from it has been a dream for many leaders. Could the black albino be a metaphor for a new African currency, born from the continent, paradoxical like an albino, but powerful and sovereign like the color black symbolizing Africa? A financial weapon that challenges Western dominance? Third, geopolitical transformation. We live in a shifting world. The old powers of the West no longer control everything. Russia, China, and the global South are rising. Could Traoré be hinting that Africa, long underestimated, is about to become the new center of the world? The black albino, then, would be Africa itself. Surprising, paradoxical, rising from centuries of marginalization to stand at the heart of history. Those are 3 strong interpretations. And honestly, the metaphor may deliberately contain all 3. But let's go even deeper because there are 2 more dimensions most commentators are missing. The 4th interpretation is psychological and symbolic. Think about it. What if the black albino is not a weapon, not a currency, not a geopolitical move, but the Burkinabé people themselves? Think of what Traoré said in that interview. No other country on this earth is under this much pressure, but we hold on, we adapt, we fight. Burkina Faso is like a black albino, rare, paradoxical, unexpected. Against overwhelming odds, with enemies on every side, the people are still standing, the soldiers are still resisting. The farmers, the mothers, the youth, they are carrying on. The black albino could be a symbol of collective resilience, a reminder that out of suffering comes strength, and out of struggle comes identity. And if you've walked the streets of Ouagadougou recently, you'll know what I mean. People are whispering about it. Taxi drivers, market sellers, students, shopkeepers, everyone is talking about the black albino, and in that collective discussion, there's something uniting them. The phrase has become a rallying cry, a symbol of survival, a mystery that gives hope. Now let's add the fifth interpretation: history. Traoré isn't the first African leader to use metaphors like this. He's tapping into a deep tradition of revolutionary language. Thomas Sankara, also from Burkina Faso, spoke in vivid metaphors about revolution, integrity, and the need for Africans to stand tall. Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana spoke of the African personality as a force that could reshape the world. Nelson Mandela described freedom as a long walk. Patrice Lumumba spoke of the light that will shine again across Africa. These leaders didn't just speak in policies, they spoke in symbols, because symbols outlive speeches. They stick in the mind, they inspire movements. By saying the black albino, Traoré is writing himself into that tradition. He's not just answering journalists, he's creating a symbol that can travel through time, that people can debate, interpret, and carry with them as a vision of the future. So let's recap. The black albino might be a hidden military breakthrough, a sovereign African currency, Africa's rise in a multipolar world, the resilience of the Burkinabé people, or a metaphor in the grand tradition of African revolutionaries. And maybe it's all of these at once. That's the genius of the metaphor. It's open-ended, it's mysterious, and it forces people to think. Now, why does this matter? Because in that same interview, Traoré tied the black albino to a promise: the war will end soon. That link is key. The metaphor isn't just about ideas, it's about action. It's about an ending to suffering, a turning point. Whether through military strength, economic sovereignty, or collective resilience, Traoré is telling his people that victory is near, and he's wrapping that promise in a riddle so that everyone keeps talking about it, keeps believing in it. And it's working. Walk through Ouagadougou and you'll hear it everywhere. Open social media and you'll see the debates. It has become contagious. Now here's my personal take. Traoré deliberately left the phrase vague. He wanted it to spread. He wanted people to argue about it, to claim it, to own it. Because when people are united in decoding a mystery, they're also united around the leader who created it. The black albino is more than a metaphor. It's a strategy, a way of creating unity through imagination. And here's the truth. Imagination is one of the most powerful weapons in politics. Guns can win battles, but stories win wars. And Traoré just gave his people a story that they can carry, debate, and pass on. So what do you think the black albino is? A weapon? A currency? Africa's rebirth? Or maybe the people themselves? Drop your answers in the comments. Let's build this conversation together, because the time will tell who got it right. And if you found this breakdown interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because we are just getting started and you won't want to miss the next chapter in this incredible story.